Hello. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm just unboxing some parts that arrived. Didn't have the time to do it before. Order these, I guess, in black. So over the weekend we're gonna have a bonus stream where we are gonna build an inline 4 engine. It needs to go into the mail on Monday, so that's gonna happen. And today we are going to continue with the car, of course. We're gonna do some troubleshooting, because last stream we discovered that there's some noises coming from the drivetrain that should not be there, and we need to see what's up. But before we do that, we need to unbox this here. This is a special delivery. I will post the link to what's in this box after the stream. This has been sent in by Ben. He is doing 3D printed LP power wheel hubs, basically. It's no longer LP power wheel hubs, it's TF design wheel hubs. And if you go to the LP power website, you will be and click on the wheel hubs in the modified parts section, you will be redirected to his page where you can buy those parts. They are a direct replacement for the LP power wheel hubs, and the classic LP power wheel hubs with the turntable bases are no longer available. What you can do, what you can buy now, are these. And let's unbox them and see what's up. Yeah, of course I did. I guess I forgot to post the link in Discord. Okay, so let me open this and let's take a look at the wheel hubs. I have not opened them. I have not seen them myself yet. So, let's discover them together. There we go. Okay. Nothing to see here. Now, let's see. Holy shit. Let me bring you closer. So, these are most excellent. Can you see that? These are amazing. They're actually, I knew they were good, but they feel better than I expected. Let's test this with a few things. So very good fit. Even I think they are even a little tighter than the regular Lego ones, which is always good. What about the axle holes? Yeah, it's, you know, they're still wiggle. I wanted them to be, well, tighter, but if we did that, then these would be too tight. These would be too tight. I get that. Yeah. And you can see in here, or can you see it? Barely. Yeah, now you can see it. So behind the F, for example, you see a shiny thing. This is a bearing. So these here contain bearings, ball bearings, which make them absolutely amazing. They are 3D printed, and there is no slack at all. No slack at all. The only Lego part is this. So basically, the carrier and the hub, the ball bearing are completely separate. So it's again 3 pieces: bearing, carrier, and this. Only that this part here works a lot better than Lego. A lot better. Even better than of course the LP Power wheel hubs. They are amazing. Yeah, fantastic. And you can see here, nice detail by Ben. You can see that the flanges of the rotor are actually catching kind of on these parts, which means that in the event that somehow these would get, you know, unsettled for any reason, they would not be able to fall out because those teeth will catch against this. I am pretty sure it can be taken apart, but I'm not gonna. Oh, even 4 pieces. Okay, I cannot tell. I mean, I have not had them apart, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, because there had to be an adapter because the bearing is a little bit. Come on, focus. Thank you. The bearing is a little bit wider than this part. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it can be taken apart, but I'm not gonna take it apart. You know, I'm just a customer at this point. But they are absolutely amazeballs. Holy fuck. Eventually, of course, we're gonna use them in a model. Probably in the Countach once it's done. But thing is, since we are developing the Countach, and putting these on could hide or mask some issues the car has, because regular customers will not have these. Only people who buy these separately will have them, and that's why we are for the time being, when we develop the Countach, we are not going to use them. But when I'm doing footage after the car is done, when footage will be done of the car driving or whatever, we are going to install these, for maximum performance and maximum stability, so that we can, safely say the hubs are not the problem. Do I have a normal hub here? I guess I have. Well, I have this one. I don't have one of the regular ones because I sold all of them. This one is pretty tight, and this one is the one with you know. Why would I make an upgrade guide? There's no need. You just buy these and swap them directly for one to one. There's no need to upgrade. No need for a guide. You just buy these and install them instead of the regular ones. That's it. Everybody can do it. That's the fucking point. That's the fucking point. And you know, with most big models, the wheel hubs are a huge problem. Since before the Lego introduced, you know, the classic fail hubs, which do I have one here? I mean, I guess I have this one. Here you can see how wobbly everything is. You know. Yeah, but why would anybody want to use this? This just fucking sucks because the wheels, you know, they fall off. I don't like this hub at all. I just use this. This is just as an experiment because I wanted to see if I can make disc brakes, basically. Turns out this is way too smooth. There's no, even if I use rubber stuff, there's, you know, this is fucking useless. So these hubs here from Lego, you know, this is just wibbly wobbly, and for small models I guess it's okay. The bigger you go, the more of a problem this is, because you know you want to have proper steering geometry or whatever. This just, you know, makes it impossible. Imagine if you had a wheel bearing, you know, a wheel hub as loose as this on your car. This would be horrible. So the bigger you go, you know, the better wheel hubs you need. And this is pretty much, you know, pretty much what you want. There is absolutely no slack here. And if you use my guide, of course, using a pin in one hole and, you know, whatever you want in the other, this will never wobble. You will always, you know, the only slack is going to be in the ball joints of your suspension. So, you know, we are eliminating the weak points. Obviously, since these are Lego wheels, one option for slack will also be here. So basically, when you pop on the rim, it will wobble here. Let me show you. So if I take a Lego rim, this one is as good as any. You see what happens. So there is no slack in the hub itself, but observe what happens here. Can you see that the wheel actually wobbles on the pins? I don't know how. Can you see that? So our bearing, our hub has no slack at all, but the wheel still wobbles. How tragic is that? The wheel still wobbles. So I don't know what we can do. No, it's not the fault of the design of the hub. This is a Lego, I guess, design fault. So what we could do is we could stretch these a little bit and hope for the best. No. Still. Come on, focus. 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 Come on, really. Focus a little bit. Don't focus on this. Focus on this. I mean, what the fuck? There we go. See? I mean, you could, I guess, you could use a, obviously if you align this properly, you could use an axle, and that would, it still wobbles a little bit. Still wobbles a little bit. But you know, there are options to mitigate it and get it, you know, as good as we can. You know, this is having a very small amount of slack, as is now. All of the slack, of course, is in the pins, not in the bearing itself. And when you have a tire on it and you drive the car, the wobble of the tire will, you know, make this a non-issue. But you know, let me demonstrate with the other hub, so with the Lego hub. So here we saw very little movement. Now if I put the wheel on this here, so now this is the slack we experience if we have a standard Lego wheel hub. Just so you know, I'm not kidding. This is the slack. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, probably using screws if you know, if you really wanted to go that extra mile. If you really wanted, but you know, this is just really ridiculous. You know, you make every effort to have a very accurate and solid suspension, and then you have this. You know, it just negates everything. But then you put it on here, and it's like, holy fucking shit. See, and this here is in the pins. You don't even feel this in the Lego hub, because you don't even get to this point in the Lego wheel hub, because there's so much slack here that it does not even wobble this here. So it's you know, tragic, really. Maybe not for, you know, someone who buys Lego for putting it on the shelf and, you know, not doing anything with it, but for us it's tragic. Yeah, even the axle is doing a lot for this. We still have some slack, but you have to actually work for it. You know. And this, as you can see, this slack is not in the bearing. This slack is purely in the slack of the Lego parts. It is purely here. Yeah. If we put this back on, you see, it's the slack in the bearing itself and this, and it just multiplies. It's, if we put this in, of course I always misalign this. Come on, First of all, it's this, of course, and then you have it's just tragic. You can hear it. It's just wibbly wobbly. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, when you switch from this here to this here, holy fuck. Yeah. I mean, there's no comparison. There is no comparison. This is so much better. So much better. Yeah. So imagine, you know, doing proper models that can bear some weight with these, which you can. I mean, you realistically cannot with these, because whatever you put in, the wheel is gonna be like, even if everything is perfectly straight, the wheel will always be under load. It's gonna be like as if you have camber. You know, it's just tragic. Yeah. So, as I said before, I'm going to put a link to the wheel hubs in the description down below. But if you go to the LP Power website and you click on the modified parts section and wheel hubs, you will get linked directly to Ben's page where you can buy these. And they are really fairly priced. Really. I mean, these are, you know, you should not even think about not buying them. They are great. So I may make a separate video of this at one point to, you know, truly demonstrate them. I need to, you know, do a concept on how to really demonstrate them, you know. But yeah, these are absolutely great. These are not. So these are junk. These are the ones that you should get. So TF Design wheel hubs from our Ben. They are 3D printed. They have ball bearings inside and are the perfect Lego wheel hub as of this video or this stream. These are the best wheel hubs you can build into your models. They have all the good things or the bad things about Lego wheel hubs, but they are just better. And you know, one thing that why I also wanted to do the LP Power wheel hubs and is this. So if we have these, what we can do is we can mount them directly to a lift arm. Classic. We can mount them directly to a lift arm. You see? This opens up many possibilities. But if we use the Lego shit, so not these, but these, yeah. I don't have one complete one here. They're either in the Countach or I destroyed them. So in these, we have the constant problem. We have the constant problem of this hump here. So if we want to do the same stunt as here with these, well, guess what? We can't. And this is seriously limiting the options that we can do in the models. Because, for example, if we wanted to make a really sturdy wheel hub, like really sturdy, we would perhaps want to use, you know, 2 of these. But you can't. You know, or sometimes you would like to use just a single one of them, like this. With the Lego wheel hub, you can't. Here, no problem. And you know, that's why you get these. These are just useless for that, and I don't understand why they have to have this. I really do not understand this. These hubs have many problems, and this one is the worst of them all. This hub, it is absolutely unnecessary, as these prove. And you know, the LP power wheel hubs, you know, the classic ones, you just don't need this. Did I put it away already? Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, I mean, just ignore the disc. See, even here, you don't need them. You just don't need it. And if Lego, you know, were smart, they would do just this. Basically, the turntable base with this here, and you know, why not? I guess. And you know, with these you can make even smaller models that are sturdier. Simple as that, because you can use fewer parts, you can place them smarter, and everything. And with these, you have just this huge limitation here. Yeah, I guess it's for molding strength, but you know, essentially you would not need this if you would put just a tiny bit more material somewhere here. You know, this is just limiting you so much. I don't get it. Alexei, nobody here understands Cyrillic, or you know, nobody can read Cyrillic, and even fewer people understand your language. So we are English only here. But yeah, these are absolutely excellent. I cannot wait to actually use them in a model. I mean, obviously we're gonna use them in the Countach. Thing is that on stream, since I am building models that people can replicate, or models that, you know, will end up in building instructions potentially in a set or something, I am forced to design whatever I do with what manufacturers have. So the Countach I'm forced to design with these. Fortunately, of course, you can replace these straight with these. You know, you can swap them. You buy these, throw these away, and replace them with these. No modifications to your model necessary. Vice versa, of course, it's not possible. If you designed your model for these, you cannot swap in these because of this hump. But you know, whatever Lego model you have, or whatever mock you're doing, and you want proper wheel hubs, this is it. And again, you can get them by going to Ben's store directly. I'm gonna link it in the description. Or if you go to the LP Power store, click on the modified parts tab, wheel hubs, and you will be linked directly to Ben's store. yeah. Anyway, enough advertising for now. We're going to see these again. The first batch that Ben did, so the prototypes are in the charger. And the charger is definitely going to be featured again at some point with them, because it's going to be either the charger or I'm going to do another challenger, because I have been, yes, I know, hear me out, I have been looking at pictures of my yellow challenger from like 15 years ago. Oh my god, it's 15 years already. You know, the yellow one with brick studded exterior. That car looked really good. I really liked it. Unfortunately, it was just, you know, too heavy. I think it was a little bit too big, too inefficient, you know. But it looked damn good. Even though it was brick built, I still, when I look at the pictures, I still can't believe it's so good. Maybe we're gonna do another challenger. We'll see. But these are going to go into the Countach the moment we have it ready for outdoor shootings. So, thank you, Ben, for these. We are going to use them, and of course, not only are we going to use them, we are going to make sure that everybody knows we are going to use them. If you have a sticker, you know, like a sponsor logo that I can put on the Countach, you know, I would put them like TF Design Hubs or something, you know. But anyway, back to the Countach. So, in the meantime, while we're off air, I have bought some panels. Now the car is no longer orangey. I have not managed to paint the fender flares. You know, this week just it was impossible. As for the part that we designed last time, so this part here, obviously we need to make it better. The mistake that that Christian pointed out and I made last time, these I have mounted them one stud further to the front than I should, so I moved them one stud further back. Of course, I have bought tiles. You can see that suddenly there's no studs here anymore. I have bought these. We probably need to redesign this part a little bit. It's okay, but you know, things can always be better. Christian doesn't like the window. I do. I think the window needs to be here. But, you know, we need to redesign this a little bit because it uses, I think, too many parts, and the use is a bit awkward. It can and should be done better, I think. Should be done better. So this is one point of contention. The other, of course, that we discovered last time, we need to find out, and this is what we're gonna do first. We need to find out why the car is grinding gears when setting off in first gear. I have a pretty good hunch of what it is, and let's find out what it is. My suspicion is that what we modified when we mirrored the gearbox, that our modification is allowing the gears to be pulled apart a little bit too much than I would like, or the fault was there from the get-go, but the car was not heavy enough for this to be evident. Either or. So that's why we're going to put the car without the fake engine on the dyno, apply some more pressure to simulate more load on the wheels, and see when it skips and how it skips. Of course, we cannot do with this with the engine in, because we don't see shit. So let us do this. Come on. There we go. By the way, I have, with the fake engine, I have used I've used a 4-stud axle with stop, and this here, because even though we run the fake engine just for a brief moment, the engine or the axle walked out of the crankshaft connector. I mean, of course it did. So this here stops it. So the axle cannot be pushed this way anymore. So I see no damage to the gears, but let's see what's gonna happen. There we go. Let me set up the camera and angles and everything. Okay. So we can observe. So I think the skipping is gonna occur here. Either on this gear, I mean, obviously it's gonna occur on this gear and the 32th gear, because we are in first gear. I am going to set it up so we can observe it best. There, I think we're gonna observe the skipping there. So let me just have some pointers. So skipping should occur between this gear and the red gear, theoretically. Even though these two gears are really tight together, I don't know how we could brace them better. I mean, we probably will have to if it's the skipping that's occurring, but let us see. Okay, engine is running. Let me engage the engine or the motors, and let's see. I don't expect it will skip here right now, but let's apply some load. Okay, I have pressed down on the car to really increase the load, but I'm going to do this now while so I am going to press down on the car before I start everything, because it was actually skipping when we were setting off. Once the car was rolling, it stopped skipping. So I'm going to apply pressure now, and I'm going to engage the motor after the pressure is applied. So, compressing the suspension. Now let's see. See? There we go. There we go. So when there's enough load, these two guys tend to separate. So we need to find a way for them to not do that. Chirping sounds, of course. I don't think any other gear is gonna have that problem, simply because the other gears are gonna be engaged when the car is moving. Let's try this in second gear. So let's try second gear. Holy shit. I don't know if you can see it. I see it on the camera, but I don't know if you can see it with, the shitty frame rate and everything. Even in second gear, I can observe that this gear gets pushed away from this gear. So basically, they try to separate, which of course is what you would expect from gears under load. That's why we are trying to brace everything as sturdy as possible. But in second gear, this is not a huge problem. It is in first gear though. I am pretty sure there are a few things that we can do to mitigate this. Wait. Why don't you want to shift? What? Shift, motherfucker. What? It's... Why would you not want... Holy shit. Interesting. Just doesn't want to shift in... Interesting. Wait. This is... the beam is... The camera beam is hitting the car, and then vibrations start as soon as the car is starting to make... There we go. Make noises. I'm trying to, when engaging the motor, I'm trying to see exactly in which direction the red gear is being pushed. It's either up or to the side. I'm not sure where. Let's just observe for a little bit more. Being pushed up. They're basically doing this. On the second gear, you can see that they are being pushed apart, but on these two, it's basically up. So they are separating in that direction. Okay. We must see if we can somehow make this better in that direction. Two things. This car still needs some parts. The parts are going to make it heavier. On the other hand, we have probably a few opportunities here to remove some parts. For this, I need a few more parts from Kata, especially for the part where the door hinges are attached. And then we need to strategically go through the car and eliminate as many parts that are not necessary as possible, to make the car, as light as possible, of course, but to make it as close to the current weight as possible. And of course, we need to fix investigate if we can do anything about the gears. The gears being pushed apart. Maybe. I hope there is a possibility. I do see an option. Probably not a good option, but an option. Yeah. So we're not gonna touch the gearbox today, okay? Not today. Today we are going to just reinstall everything, the fake engine, and we're gonna focus on the bodywork because we need to fix that. Come on. Okay. So when going in reverse, there's of course no grinding, because when going reverse, they engage in the opposite direction. So one way that we could mitigate this is very simple. We reverse the differential, so that the car would go, when the car goes, and this is actually even better. So we reverse the differential, and then the car needs to, the gears are going to be pushed together when going forward. So they're going to be engaged as maximum as possible when going forward. Yes, this is exactly what we're gonna do. Let's test it out. That we can do this immediately, and I really want to see this. Holy shit. Holy shit. We don't even have to disassemble much for this. And this idea came to me, of course, just now, for, I don't know, for reasons. Because I am late, if you know what I mean. Yeah, orbiters. That's exactly the thing. When braking, they should skip. They should skip when braking. That will actually save them from being destroyed. That's good. That's exactly what we want. But we don't want them to brake when we are accelerating. There we go. Now let's try it. Now, sometimes the simplest solutions can be the best. Obviously, I may be, you know, completely mistaken with what I'm doing, but I think that's gonna work. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Okay. 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 Let's check it out now. Come on. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Sorry. I have to. There we go. No more skipping. No more skipping. Fuck yeah. Simple fix. We didn't have to touch the gearbox. Simple fix. Excellent. Let's try it on the floor. Yeah. That's it. That's it. I am absolutely fine with the gears skipping when going in reverse, because that prevents them. When the gears skip when going reverse, this prevents catastrophic failure everywhere else. Them skipping in reverse is basically our one-way clutch, if you will. It's a one-way clutch that prevents the gears or the drivetrain from being destroyed. So that's okay. That's okay. But they don't skip when going in front. And that's exactly what we want. This is excellent. Okay. Problem solved. Problem solved. Ah. You cannot imagine how happy I am that this was so easily solvable. we go. You know, this is such a nice fidgeting toy. It goes so smooth, and actually, holy shit, this actually does want to go in the direction I'm pointing it. It needs the springs need to be slightly stiffer than they are. Maybe we should think about doing a front and a roll bar. Maybe. Front springs need to be slightly stiffer. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to where we started. This thing here. I need to order longer these. I have very few. These are 13s, right? Are they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11s. Oh, 11s and 13s. These I'm lacking. Yeah. So basically this guy here would need to be replaced by a 13. And then this would be directly connected to the 13. This is problematic. This is not good. I don't know how to solve this part. And we need to see how to better do the window here. The problem with the window, of course, is, you know, no matter how you slice it, the problem is, of course, this here. This, you know, these two surfaces should be flush. They should be flush, but the way we have it right now, they can't. That's why, because we cannot angle this here. And we need to uncover a few of these things so that we can. This will require some chassis redesign, just so that we can angle this window a little bit more. Let's open it up and see what we can do. Holy shit. It's so fucking windy outside. Winter is coming, basically. And the wind is blowing like crazy. So. Come on. Okay. There we go. Okay. So the big obstacle here is this part. This angled 5x3 lift arm is basically preventing us from angling this more. How could we do this better? That's the question. So in an ideal world, this lift arm, I'm going to take this away. Come in an ideal world, this lift arm would not be here. In an ideal world, this would not be here. But how would we make it disappear? So exactly here, obviously, exactly here where the window is, we have this here, well, where the window support is. And if we want to angle this more, we have two choices. We angle it from here, or if we keep this pivot point here, we need to make this disappear. Or we do a different approach in angling it altogether. Also possible. Also possible. Obviously, then this thing here is going to be different, because this part here is going to be higher up. And we are going to start angling from here. Let's explore some possibilities. By the way, since we are developing this car to be a set, I'm not going to use silicone lubricant. First of all, as we discovered, it's not a case of this thing not being lubed or not. It's a case of simple mechanics. We solved it. Second of all, people who are buying a set, or people who will build this for their own pleasure, may not have the lubricant. So, we need the lubricant, will not solve inherent mechanical problems. So if we have an inherent design problem, the lubricant may cover it up or hide it a little bit, but the problem is still there. So we need to solve the problem without the lubricant. I think we did. We did solve it to my satisfaction. Let's see. Let's say. Yes. So if we angle it from here, we could take a different approach entirely. Not do any of the technique stuff and do brackets only. Brackets only. Let's see what I have. Brackets and hinges. So these are a little bit older, but maybe we can find something here. Something like this, for example. we'll take it out and see if this is what we can use. So maybe we could combine it with this here. Ah, black one. Convenient. Something like this, maybe. Maybe. Then we can do on the other side, we can do, I don't know, something like this. Depends on the angle we choose. I don't know. No idea. You know, it's just an idea. We can use this side. We may not even use this. We could probably use this here in a capacity. We'll see. I'm going to put a few of them out there so we can experiment. Maybe we're gonna use this here. I don't know. Let's see if, you know, if this is something that we might go with. Yeah, here. So this is going to go away. It's a pretty heavy piece as well, so maybe we can do something more elegant. So the idea would be that this is being pinned here, and not sure I like this because the window is quite high here, quite high. Remember, it has to be parallel with this here. And that is absolutely not the case here. If anything, it's much higher. It's much higher. So, what if we use this here? And then use this here. Then we can use this a lot more elegantly. A lot more. Just a second. If we use, for example, this here, and then we use this here, we would need to go one stud higher. One stud higher, which we are going to go. There we go. Holy shit. They are flush. They look much better than before. Much better than before. Let's see. And fewer parts. Yes, this looks actually better. This looks better. Ideally, we would place this half a stud lower down. Let's try this. Let's try this. There. So we would forego with this, and instead we would use this here. And not use this. Let's see. Okay, there we have the problem with this here. Okay, let's test it. Test my theory. No, why not? Why the fuck not? Why was... I'm probably being so stupid. Someone is probably just laughing their ass off when watching this. Missing the obvious. Story of my life. Okay, we are where we wanted to be before. Half a step further forward. Yeah, and we have the same problem as we had before, of course, by this here hitting the lift arm. So the way we had it initially was actually good. This was actually the optimum solution. I'm using optimum, the word optimum very liberally here, of course. Very liberally, because this thing here would need to be further down basically, because we would need to have a continuous red line into the door. You know, this line needs to continue if we want to do it properly. So ish, you know, I'm not serious with this here. Just putting it here so I can kind of demonstrate. You know, we need something here as well for it to be in continuation of the door. So this would be needed to be somewhere in between this window of ours, somewhere in between. I wonder how many people will curse me if I'm using this, you know, just on one pin. This is probably not a good idea. We would need this pin as well, but that's a problem. Something. I'll take this one. Okay. This problem, okay. So now we need to go closer here, but we need to be in the middle. So on this thing here. One way would be if we wanted to I don't know what Bricklink part 41669 is. Post a picture of it in Discord, then I will know. If this was one step higher. If this was one step higher. Bionicle tooth. I don't know. I am not imaginative enough to imagine the bionicle tooth that you mean. I mean, it may be a good idea, but you know, I don't know what part you are talking about. Fuck me. Okay. Oh, okay. That's better. Okay, so this is higher. Okay. But where would you put this part? Where would you put it? Here maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Well, we went, semi-aggressive with the things in here. Semi-aggressive. Better, I guess. Better. Not good. Not good, but better. Ah, Diego, ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß nicht. Aber der Liftarm ist nicht wirklich das Problem. So basically, sorry, my German. At this point, making this more stable is not a huge deal. That's solvable. We have the geometry-ish. Better than before. Better than before, because this is still, this will never be completely straight. It's always a little bit flexible, no matter what you do. So we basically need to do something here. And here, I guess we can use plates, but we can use plates only if we fix this conundrum here, because this this part here is it's semi solved, interesting. So it's semi solved. Problem is I lack lift arms, red lift arms in certain colors. Ideally, I would have this guy here 13 studs, so it would be exactly here. And well, we cannot change this here because this is an L lift arm. This is an L lift arm. Ideally it would be 4 studs to the side, but it can't. It has to be exactly like it is. Otherwise things are not good. And if we have this guy like that, we can have a blue pin here, a blue pin here. We eliminate this guy here. Let's do this right away. I mean, of course, everything's gonna come apart. Typical. Typical. Yeah. Typical. Everything's gonna be forced apart. Obviously, yeah. Great. What we could do here would be this and this here. And we can use these two. Put them here. And discover that this is not okay. It may look okay-ish, but it's not okay because the problem is here. If you look from this angle, it might be okay, but the moment you see it from this angle, it is not okay. This is so not okay. What we could do here is potentially, I don't know how this is gonna react to it, we could use the blue pin here instead of here and have this be a little more at an angle. Not sure how flimsy this would be. Obviously we're gonna try it out, because that's what we do here. We try out stupid things. It could be like this. This looks better. Much better. It does not interfere with the door because there's enough slack here. This, of course, is going to be fine. Yeah. Does not look that bad, to be honest. Not looking that bad. We have to fill the gap here. We have to fill the gap here, of course. You know, this problem has not changed, but it's easily solvable. Very easily solvable. In fact, solved. See? Problem solved. No longer a gap. The problem with T-slopes is that they have the wedges, or you know, they're not perfectly smooth. If we mean the same part. But you know, this is good. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than we had before. You know, and the line here, is better. We do have the continuation line coming from when you're looking at the car, you know, this line here needs to continue down here. So the gap here needs to be kind of consistent. And we have this. You know, not 100% perfect, but there's no 100% on this car. So, but it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Oh God. Yeah. Wheel hubs. Solved, but yeah. Hey, Drivetrain. Stop it, or you are gonna get banned. Goodbye. Yeah. This is pretty much what I would like. Ideally, we would have the surface here covered with these. You know, ideally. For this, we would probably need to modify this a little bit. Can be done. And then we can smother this part here with these to make it look better. These as well. This would look like $1,000,000 with these. Yeah. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. So what needs to be solved? We need to, when you look at, when you look at this here, let me remove this. So this mess here. See, this is a 3-stud lift arm, and ideally I would like it to be a much longer lift arm. Once it's a much longer lift arm, all of this here will be a lot more, a lot stiffer, and we can actually use other parts here. So basically, if this is a longer lift arm, many of these things can be made simpler. They are more complex because, you know, it had to be more complex to accommodate it. So we would definitely save some weight here. Sorry, we would definitely save some weight here. We need some resemblance of a dashboard. We need seats, of course. We need an engine cover. We need to do all of this here somehow. We need to, you know, fill in gaps here and there. And we need the rear cover of the car. So and of course the spoiler. Most of this has been done by Christian already. You know, he's been thinking, so we don't have to. But some of those things we do actually need to. Come on, camera. Fuck me. You know, this stupid shit of camera. some of those things we do need to still discover. No, it does not exist in red. It will be red this week, because I'm going to go buy a spray can and I'm going to spray paint it. So don't worry about that. That's a non-issue. Once this is sprayed red, it's gonna look so much better. What? Why would you not? Why would you not? What? Why would you not close? Okay, something's wrong. Something's wrong on this side. Or hold on. Huh? No, it's fine. Interesting. Okay. So basically here we can do the double whammy. And we use I'm experimenting, of course. This needs to be highly optimized. This is just me seeing if this is gonna be more stable. Okay. Oh, of course. That's the problem. This is so much more stable. Yep. better. Needs to be optimized, but it's holding. It's holding. I don't think we can make it super duper better. Some optimization, of course, in parts usage and stuff, of course, will happen. Visually, we're gonna make it sleeker with the mesh stuff, you know, obviously. But the angles are okay, I think. So needs optimization to be better, and I think we can add this back in. Yeah, looks even better with this in. Yeah. I think this is it. This corner. We replicate it on the other side, and then we move on. More or less. I mean, this is a very complex, very complex area that we will never be able to make perfectly perfect. But it's an attempt. It's an attempt. Yeah. So with this, we conclude today's stream. We were, I think, very successful. Solved the gearbox. Solved this. We unboxed the wheel hubs. I think they're great. Again, wheel hubs, if you want them, if you don't want your wheels to wobble like they do on the Countach. So, if you don't want this here, and this is entirely the wheel hub. See? This is the wheel hub, yeah, basically. Well, almost. But, if I'm holding this, all of this movement here, all of this is the wheel hub. So if you don't want this, you get this. I'm not going to change this here right now because it's too complex, but if you don't want this wobble and you want your hubs to be stiff, you get the wheel hubs. They are absolutely amazing. Again, I will link the link to the wheel hubs in the description of the video. But you can also go to the LP Power website. You click on modified parts, go to wheel hubs, and you will be linked directly to them. They are a direct replacement for the existing, or to the LP Power wheel hubs that we had till now, and you can replace the regular shitty wheel hubs with these directly, and you will be forever happy. I can guarantee that. That's the whole reason that I have made the LP Power wheel hubs, was the slack, to eliminate the slack here, and these are just an upgrade to the LP Power wheel hubs, which were already good. And now I see that we need to We need to do something to, you know, do this here as well, because this is being pushed apart, and this is suboptimal. Suboptimal. Something needs to be done here. We are going to see what. We're going to see what. But something needs to be done, because this is horrible. Holy fuck. Yeah. Didn't need to see that, but yeah. We need to fix that. That's a weak point that is gonna make us a whole lot of problems. So, anyway. Thanks for watching. And I see you in the next stream. The next stream is gonna be during the weekend, and we are going to build an inline 4, a big cylinder inline 4 engine. I have all the parts already here, and the engine needs to be shipped on Monday, so we need to do it. Ja, Diego, die Aufhängungen sind wie in Wirklichkeit. Ja? Wie in Wirklichkeit. Du siehst natürlich nicht alles, weil wir haben hier auch eine sehr der obere Querlenker ist sehr klein und die sind sehr realistisch. So basically the rear suspension is realistic. It's exactly like in the real Countach, with the geometry and everything. You know, it's, you know, everything is very stable. I'm very happy with it, except of the attachment point for this lift arm. This is being pushed outwards, you know, and we need to fix that. I don't know how yet, but you know, as everything on this car we have fixed, we're gonna fix that as well. And the car, I think, is, you know, very, very, very nice. I mean, you know, look at these cheeks. I mean, this is, you know, this is so nice and stable. I mean, and the whole car, you know, it's torsionally the car is so nice and stable. Really good. I mean, if you could feel how torsionally solid this is, you know. Well, the designers at Lamborghini had, you know, they could weld things. I can't. I have to do things with connectors and stuff. So this is obviously more difficult. Rear bumper next week. Next week we are closing the booty. So rear, not just rear bumper, of course, exhausts, lights, stuff, wing, engine cover. We need to do all of this, and then after we have done the exterior, we're going to do the interior. Because, you know, the exterior is iconic and, you know, instantly recognizable. But yeah, next week all of this. We had about that frame. I don't know which frame exactly you mean, but we have, there's, you know, there's issues there. We'll see. Diego, kannst du den in Discord verlinken? Ah, you mean for the stiffness? Yeah, Ben. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Well, we are doing the what is it? The LP 5000 or LP 500 version. So basically the mid 80s variant. Yeah, the mid 80s variant. That's, you know, as slick and smooth as possible. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean the chassis is really stiff. In Discord. Moment. Nein, das wollte ich jetzt nicht. Come on. Okay. There. Komm zu uns auf Discord und du kannst es dort verlinken, weil ich werde es vergessen. Tut mir leid. Ich bin nicht mehr der Jüngste. Ich werde sowas vergessen. Yeah. Anyway, we are probably gonna build the engine on Sunday. Sunday is gonna be snowing outside. Tomorrow I have a full schedule, so I'm probably not gonna have any time tomorrow. And yeah, Sunday engine build. I will remember to link you the video of the inline 3 that I still owe everyone of the inline 3 in Discord. Diego will link his Countach in Discord, and then we can have a great discussion. So yeah, Sunday engine stream. Monday we start with the booty. And until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next stream.